Hi, this is Alex from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book on record to play for you. Today's book is Robinson Crusoe from 1974. So let's get started.
My great adventure began on September 1st, 1659, just 8 years after I left my father's house as a young lad. My father wanted me to become a lawyer, but I had my heart set on going to sea. I remember my previous voyage well. I was captured by pirates. And held as a slave for 2 years before escaping to Brazil, where I could have remained and become rich by farming. But I yearned for the sea, and soon set sail for Africa.
Captain Crusoe, a great storm is arriving.
We're being blown off course, and we're taking on water. I fear our ship will sink, sir. What shall we do?
Lower our smaller boat and order the crew to abandon ship. Faster, men! Roll faster! There is land ahead! Look out for that wave! Hold on!
It's going to roll over us.
Man, I made it. I'm lucky to be alive. I'm the only one alive. Night is coming. I'm going to climb that tree. I should be safe there overnight. It was day when I awoke. The sea was quiet and the tide was low. I was glad to see that the wreck of my ship had drifted quite close to shore. I decided to build a raft and float what supplies and food I could salvage from my ship back to the island. Before I get more supplies, I'll climb that hill and get a better look at this island. I can see no other life, or no other survivors. It looks like I'm alone on an uninhabited island. I'll use boards and sail I saved from my ship and build a tent house on high ground so I can have a safe place to sleep. After 13 days, I had been back to my ship 11 times. I had hoped to get the whole ship to shore, piece by piece. But on the 14th day, another huge storm sunk the ship. It took a long time and hard work, but I built a fortress in front of my tent house. This gave me protection. Within it, I made a cave to store my food and supplies. It was a strong fortress, and I felt safe. As I explored the island each day, I found many wild goats. I got one! Now I can have fresh meat! I knew I would soon lose track of time, so I built a large wooden cross, and each day I cut a notch on it. A year passed, but I kept busy and learned a lot about my island. I had never used a tool in my life, yet I found I could make anything I wanted. The only company I had was the 2 cats and a dog which I had saved from my ship. You were all good friends, but I wish I could teach you to talk, so I could hear another voice. Soon, I was growing grain, and had found a valley full of grapes, melons, and trees with lemons and limes. This valley is like heaven. I will build another home here, but still keep my home by the sea. As I began my 3rd year on the island, I finally heard another voice. I had captured a parrot and taught him to speak his name. What's your name? During the rainy season, I stayed in my house and learned to weave baskets and make cooking pots from clay. Things were going well, but I wanted to go home. I decided to build a large canoe. It took 20 days just to cut down the trees. I'll make it hollow, then find a way to move it to the water. It had taken 4 months to complete. It was the biggest canoe I ever saw. But I had planned badly. Although the water was nearby, the canoe was too big and heavy to move, so I decided to leave it where it lay. 5 more years passed, and now I've been here a total of 8 years. I tailored myself new clothes, and my crops were growing better each year. But nothing else changed. I finally decided to build a smaller canoe. It took 2 years, and by digging a canal, I was able to float the canoe to the water. There's food, supplies, and gunpowder. That should be enough for a voyage around the island. I'm caught in a strong current. It's carrying me out to the open sea. I wish I had never left my beautiful island. The current, it's turned. It's carrying me back toward the island. I made it to the shore and said a grateful prayer. I found a hiding place for the canoe and gave up all thoughts of escape from the island. I was tired and soon fell asleep, only to be awakened by a voice.
Robinson Crusoe!
Paul, you learned to copy my voice. It is nice to be welcomed back, if only by you. A man's footprint here on the shore. How did it get here? Someone may be following me. I must get home before he catches me. Maybe savages found my boat. They may be looking for me. I will add a second wall to my fortress and place more guns in the openings. Several years passed, and still there was no sign of anyone. Then, one night, I dreamt a man running away from cannibals arrived here and became my servant. The thought of a companion pleased me, but it was only a dream. A year later, I saw canoes heading towards the island. On shore, a figure was running in my direction. He was being chased by 2 cannibals. Suddenly, I remembered the dream. I must save that poor fellow from the savages. The native was grateful I had saved his life. My dream was answered. I now had someone to talk to. I began to teach the native to speak. I told him his name was Friday, for that was the day I saved his life. Friday. Friday.
Friday.
That afternoon, the canoes left quietly. I gave him food and clothing and made him a bed. As time passed, I taught Friday to help with the work. Friday, you learn very fast.
Friday, dig field.
These became the happiest years I spent on the island. Friday could now speak English quite well, and he often made me laugh. Then, one morning...
Master Crusoe, our ship has come.
We went to investigate and found some men had come ashore with prisoners.
Oh, Master Crusoe, will Englishmen eat prisoners?
No, Friday, but they may kill them. We overheard the sailors talking and learned they had mutinied and planned to leave the captain and his mates on my island.
Let's take a look around the island first, mates. How about these 3? Don't worry, they can't get far.
Seeing them leave, I crept over to the prisoners and asked which one was the captain.
I am the captain of this crew, and if you can save us, I'll take you both to England. There the ship's owners will reward you.
I agreed and gave them guns. When their captors returned, they quickly surprised and captured them. When the rest of the crew came to look for their mates, we captured them too. One of them spoke to me.
So we were forced by the others to act against our captain. We want to help get the ship back.
The captain soon had his ship back and most of his crew, but there were 5 prisoners the captain was afraid to take back on his ship. I offered those 5 my home. If they chose to stay, they would not have to return to England to hang for mutiny. If you work hard, you can live a good life here.
We shall stay.
And so, after 28 years, I finally left the island. It was December 19, 1686. Friday, this will be a new life for us, but I shall always miss my island. After a brief stay in England, Friday and I returned once more to visit my island. The men I left there greeted me. I was pleased at what I saw.
We have done as you said, Master Crusoe. Our work has rewarded us.
Before I left, I divided the island into parts, keeping much for myself in case I wanted to return. My life of adventure ended happily. By using my mind to think things out, by being patient and working hard, I overcame difficult obstacles. I never gave up trying. My rewards were well earned. My lessons well learned.
So that was Robinson Crusoe from 1974. So please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. And our next book will be Robin Hood.